AJ today and thank you for watching. Today I'll be talking about the must-know things before going to China, as it can make your life just that little bit easier. So the first thing is the toilets and toilet paper. Rule number 1 is under all circumstances have toilet paper on you. In China, in most public places, toilet paper is not provided. So if you're caught off guard, it can be quite inconvenient, I guess. So just always have toilet paper. The second thing relating to toilets that I didn't know before going to China is that they are squat. I knew I had to take my toilet paper, but I wasn't expecting not Western toilets. So I walked into the airport and I just saw this hole in the ground and I didn't know what to do. So yeah, just know that the toilets will also be different. And then also, the more rural you go, the less developed the toilets are. So in some places, you'll find that there is no door. But then you can also sometimes find that there are no walls as well. Just for me, this was quite confronting, and I don't know if I got used to it, but I worked on it. So yeah, just know that you A, have to take toilet paper everywhere, and B, if you're just expecting that the toilets will be different, then if you get a really nice one, it's a pleasant surprise, right? So just expect for the worst, but hope for the best. And another thing regarding the toilets is, sometimes even though they do have doors, at least in my experience, sometimes they leave them open anyway. So I think this is more so just a cultural difference than anything. So just be aware, expect it, then nothing else can really happen, right? It's not the end of the world. The second thing is flights. Every single flight I've been on in China has been delayed by probably at least an hour. I don't know if it's just me, but I've spoken to other people and they are usually delayed as well. So just don't book tight connecting flights. Give yourself as much time as you can between flights, just in case there are any issues. Then even if you are late, it really doesn't matter, right? So just don't have tight flights. The third is also very important. It's related to the internet. Okay, the third is important and it's related to YouTube, the internet, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Gmail, Google, everything. So just know that all these sites are blocked. So I recommend downloading a VPN app for your phone, computer, whatever you're taking before you go. Before is key, as it's a lot easier to get these apps before you're in China as opposed to trying to get them through the firewall after you're there. So I've used ExpressVPN and I've also used Hexatech VPN. So Express is a paid per month or year depending on your subscription, and Hexatech is free. I recommend them both, however, depending on the time, you might still have problems. If there's any big events in China or any meetings, you will find it harder to access these sites. Related to this, I recommend, if you're concerned about internet access with the Great Firewall or whatever, and you currently use Gmail, I recommend diverting your emails to a different account that is not blocked in China. Then even if your VPN isn't working, you're still able to access your emails. The fourth thing is booking hotel rooms in China as a foreigner. Again, unlike Australia, in order to book a hotel room in China, you need your national identity card. And as a foreigner, we don't have these, right? We just have our passport. But they often don't accept your passport. So foreigners are usually only allowed to stay at hotels which are 4 stars or more and have applied to have foreigners, I guess. So when you're traveling, this can be sometimes hard, especially if you're using Chinese apps to book your hotels. It's sometimes a bit of a pain as the Chinese apps are usually cheaper than the foreign apps, but you can't always be sure if foreigners can stay there. So I recommend first going on the Western apps, such as like Hotel World or something, finding rooms that are available in that place, and then if you want, you can check on the Chinese app for that hotel. you can go to the Chinese app and then see if the price is cheaper. Alternatively, if your Chinese is okay, you can call up the hotel with the number on their app or the website you find, and you can just ask them if they can accept foreigners, which is usually quite easy, quite direct. You can just say, 你好,你能接外宾吗? And if they can, then it's fine. So just be careful when booking hotel rooms on Chinese apps, because oftentimes they assume that all the people that are using them are Chinese, so they just don't say that they don't accept foreigners. However, if you use the actual website for Ctrip, they do sometimes say if they accept foreigners or Chinese people, but it's just something to be cautious of. And the fifth thing is just to be aware that you might get a lot more attention than you do in your home country. Like in Australia, I think most people, I can't speak for all, but most people, they wouldn't point out, oh look, there's a foreigner, and just, we don't really care. But in China, I feel like there's a lot of attention drawn to because you're a foreigner. I guess it really depends where you are. If you're in a smaller city, there'll be a lot more attention, but if you're in a big city like Beijing, it's quite normal to see foreigners. Be aware that you will possibly attract a lot more attention depending on where you're from, what you look like, and all these things, how you act. These were just a few things I thought of at the top of my head that are useful to know before going to China. If you have any more requests, please feel free to leave comments below and I'll try to get back to them as soon as I can. Thank you!